Hey VG fans, welcome again to Games and Gear. This is going to be a great episode tonight because we're going to be celebrating 25 years of Pokemon. In fact, I'll be talking about the two upcoming Pokemon games, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl, which comes out this November, and Pokemon Legends Arceus, which comes out on January in 2022. Later in the episode, I'll be sharing some of my favorite Pokemon moments. So just like any starting trainer, let's begin our journey. Back in February, the announcement for the Gen 4 remakes were announced, and I have to admit, it was nothing like I've ever saw before with Pokemon remakes. For starters, they decided to do this cute chibi style, possibly as an homage to the style of the original Diamond and Pearl games, as opposed to the current style of Pokemon Sword and Shield. Honestly, I think this is a good change of pace. It's nice to see Game Freak be innovative with their Pokemon games. Oh wait a minute, Game Freak isn't involved in this one. It was actually developed by ILCA. ILCA, who developed the Gen 4 remakes, was also responsible for the development for Pokemon Home, the Pokemon's cloud storage unit for the Nintendo Switch. The trailer did show some neat things, such as following Pokemon, which has been a staple since Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Another trailer was shown later in the year, which showcased the Grand Underground, which was a neat updated version of the Underground from the original. While you can search for items and build secret bases, there's a new feature called Pokemon Hideaways, in which you can find different Pokemon, most of which are exclusive to the areas. The Pokemon Super Contest makes a return, which is a good change of pace. If it's anything like the contest they did for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, then I'm all for it, and where the game corner once stood. There's a clothes store area in which you can customize your own character. Hey, is it me, or does that one look like Marinette from Miraculous Ladybug? And recently saw that the Pokach makes a comeback, which has a new feature called Hidden Moves, a possible homage to the HMs. Now you can summon wild Pokemon and do HM related things, so no more Bidoof HM slaves for you. I'm excited to see what else the games have to offer, and I can't wait to play it. Now let's move on. Another game that was announced was Pokemon Legends of Arceus. Game Freak is totally on board with this one. From one of the trailers I saw, I can honestly say this is going to be really exciting. For one, it's going to show more of an open world, somewhat similar to the wild areas from Pokemon Sword and Shield. However, instead of a traditional turn-based battles that has been done since the beginning, it's going to be more of a real-time battle. Well, think of it as if you're fighting a boss from Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Here, you could choose Rowlet, Cyndaquil, or Oshawa as your starter. So the story so far is that you join the Galaxy Team, a group of people around the world to research various Pokemon that live in the Hisui region. The Hisui region is what it was called before it became known as Sinnoh region today. In fact, the game itself was based on feudal Japan. An interesting thing is that we have Hisui variants of Pokemon as well as regional evolution. For instance, we have Hisuian Growlithe and Hisuian Braviary. We also got Weirdeer, which evolves from Stantler. I don't know if it's going to be a Jotinian Stantler or a Hisuian Stantler, but I'm pretty sure we'll find out soon. We also got an evolution of Basculin called Bascule Legion, and we recently learned that we got a Hisuian evolution for Scyther called Cleavor, which kind of looks like a feudal version of Scizor. I have to say that this is pretty interesting. There are also some new mechanics such as Alpha Pokemon, which sounds like boss battles, which sounds pretty neat. I have to say that this is going to be a neat change of pace for the Pokemon games, and I can't wait to see what kind of role Arceus will play in the game. At this time, I would like to share some of my favorite moments from Pokemon growing up. Pokemon Red was the first Pokemon game I've ever bought, and it has so much fun memories. Whether it's catching some of my favorites or battling against other people, it's such a fun experience. In fact, I remember in Pokemon Red that I had a high-level Gengar and it wiped the floor with everyone else in the game. Those were such good times. Another favorite moment would be from Pokemon Sun and Moon, when you could be able to pull off all sorts of Z moves. On the topic of Pokemon Sun and Moon, I remember playing a demo in which you get the Greninja that had the Battle Bond ability. That allowed it to transform into Ash Greninja. The fact that this mechanic wasn't carried over to Sword and Shield was a big letdown. I would have loved to see it battle on the big screen. Another favorite moment was dated back to Pokemon Crystal. At one point I found a Phanpy so early in the game. Most of the time it would always flee in battle. However, I managed to catch one without any problems. So the fact that I used a Donphan early in the game was pretty cool. Another moment comes from Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, and its introduction to building secret bases. I would always like to build one over by Route 120, right next to Fort Tree City, in a bush that was surrounded by the tall grass. It's always so fun to decorate, and I later learned that it was possible to battle another person with a secret base by using the Record Mix feature, which required another GBA in another Pokemon Gen 3 game. Of course, they simplified that a bit in the remakes, but making a secret base is always fun. The next favorite moment was in Diamond and Pearl, which introduced the Pal Park and Dongle method. At the time, it was so cool to be able to transfer Pokemon from the GBA games to the DS games. That meant that I could transfer a Pokemon team that I used from one game to another. The Dongle method was pretty cool too, as you can catch certain Pokemon depending on what GBA game you inserted. For example, for Leaf Green I could catch Magby or Vulpix. In Ruby I could get Seedot or Zangoose, and in Emerald I could get Gligar or Pineco. It was so cool. And finally, my last favorite moment comes from Pokemon Black and White 2, with the feature for Pokemon Dream Radar. With Dream Radar, you can catch Tornadus, Thundurus, and Landorus in their Therian forms and transfer them to the games as well as other legendaries such as Lugia, Dialga, or even Giratina. You can also send items there too, which can be very helpful. And now, before we wrap up this week's episode, here is a little musical tribute. Take it away, guys! Excellent performance, guys. Now is the time to show this week's game wordplay. And today's game wordplay is Shiny Pocoronary, a magical condition that develops when you encounter a shiny Pokemon for the first time. Like when I nearly fainted when I caught the shiny Golbat. I mean, how often do you come across a shiny Pokemon? But seriously, happy 25 years to the Pokemon franchise. And until next time, this is Clyde Monster, signing off. I hope you've enjoyed this week's episode of Games and Gear. To see more new content, click on the subscribe button and click the bell to get the notifications. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram and like us on Facebook. There's more exciting stuff to come, so stick around.